Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is TheMrHuntinNoobs, and I'm coming back at you with another edition of my series called Through My Eyes. And yes, you guys hear it in the background. Yes, you do. Congratulations, people. Congratulations. You guys have done work last week. Now, I told you guys the easiest way to get to 1,000 views, or the fastest way, is to like the video, share it, favorite it, whatever you got to do to push it out there to people and hopefully have them see it and and get to 1,000 views. And you guys have done that, man. Now, typically a Through My Eyes takes about a month to do, and we've done it in about a week. So I guess I'm doing this video early, or some people might beg to differ that I'm doing this late because we're about 1,100 views now. Now, in my defense, guys, believe it or not, I do have somewhat of a life. Somewhat of a life. I do have family, kids, job, all that fun shit. And I also have this YouTube channel that I, believe it or not, have a method to my madness when it comes to the uploads. So I know some people are like, well, you're uploading all these clips and whatnot. Well, to upload a clip, a turn-on clip, or a game-winning triple C4 sandwich, you dig? Clip is fairly easy. It's just a matter of, color correction and just uploading and throwing some text on it. It's not hard. Through My Eyes, it's a little bit more complex in my opinion. So that's the reason, or that's the difference between the two. And I hope you guys understand, why I upload more clips than, the people are just saying that, hey, I'm late. And I appreciate all the reminders on my videos and whatnot. I really do. So real quick, guys, if you're new to my channel, it's really simple, man. If you enjoy this, there's about 20-something other videos that correlate with this video here. And it's real easy. All you have to do is click on the description below. You can piggyback it from each link. I would link each video from prior to this one in the video. Or you can do the easy way, because I've already taken care of the hard part for you guys, is go to the middle of the description. I already have a Through My Eyes folder for you guys to click onto, where the file has all the videos there. You guys can just sit back and relax and watch. That's the easiest way to do it if you guys have about 2.5 hours to spare. So, as always, guys, I ended on a juicy note, right? It's what I always do. When it comes to my Through My Eyes series. It's what I like to do, it just makes it fun for me to watch people bitch and moan in the comment section. I get a kick out of it, I promise you. So, and now I must have took your guys' intelligence for granted, because I said you guys won't guess what happened, and everybody guessed what happened, and you guys were exactly right. They pulled us in the office, the people they pulled out of the line, and I'm sitting there, and I'm excited, right? I'm like, ooh, it's going down. I was doing my Hercules. I was doing my Hercules. And they said, well, we appreciate everybody. We just want to let you know, just times right now, we're not able to keep you guys any longer. So we got laid off. And I was kind of mind-fucked by this, because it was like, I run circles around the people that they kept. Now, I don't know if it was longevity that these people had, they had a bit of a history, been there for a while. And if that's the case, I'm fine with, because I believe in that. I believe in taking care of your people that's been there no matter what. So I'm fine with that. But they really never gave us an explanation, so I guess I'm just left to assume that's what it was. So I leave the factory, I get on the bus, I go back to the halfway house. And I ain't gonna lie to you, man, I was kind of down and out. Now, though, it's like my first real job. The other jobs that I had before that was pretty much, dishwashing and shit like that. So nothing really, that I considered my first real job that I was going to make an effort into trying to make it in, So I get back to the halfway house, and they tell me, they sympathize with me somewhat, but they also let me know that I have a week to go out and find another job. Basically what it is, when you're in a halfway house, man, you pay a certain percentage out of your net pay. Not your gross pay, but your net pay. And so I would pay them every paycheck a couple $100. And it is what it is. It's how the federal system worked, Now the state, the people that were doing state time, they didn't have to do that, but hell, they were making state money. They couldn't have a real job. They had to do what the state told them to do: go out and pick garbage up on the side of the road, making $15 to $20 a month, whatever the case may be. So, again, I was happy to give them a couple $100 as long as I was able to cut a few $100 in my pocket as well. So I was fine with that. So, so now it's time for me to go out and get a job, right? I'm out and about. I'm looking everywhere, right? I'm on a bus. You kind of map out where you're going to go, and eventually I decided to go to Walmart. I said, well, what the fuck, man? I'll go to Walmart. And as I'm on the way to Walmart, I see these two hot chicks sitting in the back, two real cute girls, man. And I was like, wow, man, I got to go holler at these girls, man. And, I'm not the best-looking guy in the world, but I surely fuck ain't the ugliest. And my confidence level's, it's okay, the worst you can get is a no. That was always, and that's for all you kids out there, man, that's scared to ask a girl out. The worst she can say is no. That's it. And if she says no, go to her mother and bang her out. You know what I'm saying? You dig? So, anyways, I figured the worst they could tell me to do is get away from them. So I go back here and say, wow, where are you guys from? What do you do? And they had these uniforms on. And I was like, so I asked them again, so where are you guys at? And they were like, we work at the Marriott. I was like, really? The Marriott? Wow. I was like, all the girls pretty where you guys, are at? And they kind of giggled. And they and I think if I remember correctly, they said, yeah. I was like, whoa, man, I have to go to the Marriott. And that's exactly what I did the next day. I went out and filled out an application to the Marriott. I applied for catering service setup, basically where if you go to a big banquet room, what they do is they have tables and shit like that, chairs. I was going to be the guy that sets it up. Well, about a month goes by, I don't hear a call, right? And eventually, one day, hey, somebody's on the phone from the Marriott from you. I was sitting at the halfway house. Now, they were very understanding because, granted, they gave me a week to find a job, but it was like there's nothing out there. Nobody would hire me, so they're not going to send me back because of not having a job. They saw that I was going out to the jobs. They saw me bringing home applications. I had to bring home a second application to prove that I went to the facility that I said I was going to apply for. So eventually I get a call from the Marriott, and they call me up, and I was like, cool, I'm on my way in. So I go in to meet the guy. Well, the guy that I'm supposed to meet is not there. I don't know where he's at. I don't know if he's at the lunch break or whatever. So the food and beverage manager, the maitre d', was there, and he interviewed me. Now, this is for banquet service, right? So you got to understand, guys, I'm fresh out the penitentiary, so I'm in top-notch shape, man. I was bench pressing about 365 pounds at the time, so I was a bit of a monster, like size-wise, and I was only about 230 pounds soaking wet, so I was ripped out of the frame. I would beat off looking at me. I ain't gonna lie to you. I would get my rocks off looking at me. I was looking good. You dig? That was weird, but just roll with me, people. So, anyways, the guy, after he interviews me, the catering service manager walks in and is like, hey, what's going on? I was like, oh, I just interviewed with him. And he was like, no, he was supposed to be my guy. And the maitre d' guy, Randy, my new boss, was like, nah, man, I hired him. I didn't know. He basically played stupid. And they were so pissed because how good shape I was in. I would be able to pick up all these tables and chairs because that's what you want. You want somebody that's physically strong in that department. So it was pretty funny. So now I'm in banquet department, right? So I'm in the bow tie and the tuxedo and all that shit, and they check you every time you get there, right? When you come into work, they want to make sure you have black socks on, make sure you're kind of properly groomed. You can have a goatee, but it had to be trimmed up. So it was pretty cool, man. I was like, wow. And I'll tell you what, the girls weren't lying because there was females galore up in there. And at the time, me being a single guy, I was like a kid in a candy store, man. I was excited. So anyways, I'm there for a little bit of time. I'm there for about a month or so, maybe 2 months. And I met a lot of cool kick-ass people, but I still needed money, right? I'm still broke as shit, man. Even though I'm working, I wanted to be able to get a car. I didn't want to rely on a bus. Now, during this whole time, my mother, which lived about an hour away, she had some jewelry of mine. I'm talking about some big, top-notch carats, thousands, maybe $10,000+ worth of jewelry, right? So I told my buddy that I've known that I was working with him for about a month. I was like, man, is there any way you can give me a ride up the road? I'll give you $20. And he was like, yeah, man, not a problem. So I gave him the $20. So about 35 minutes into the ride, he's like, dude, where the fuck are we going? I was like, hey, we're going to see my mom, and I'll give you some more money whenever I get some money, whatever the case may be. So we're on the way to my mom to pick up this jewelry. I'm kind of like, I'm not allowed to go here because I'm not allowed to leave. And so I'm sneaking out, and I can get in big trouble if I get caught. So I get to my mom's house, and I was like, hey, Mom, hey, I need my jewelry. And she looked at me, and she sat down and says, oh, I have something to tell you. I'm going to end it on that note, people. It gets good, I promise you. I appreciate all the support. I bet you guys can't guess what happens this time, you dick. With that being said, it's your boy Huntin' Noobs. I'm out this bitch.